What if I told you that the biggest obstacle in your life is you, not the world, not society, not the people around you? You. Every day your attention is pulled in 100 directions: social media, endless obligations, other people's expectations. They drain your time, steal your energy, and leave you empty. And yet, you wonder why you feel lost, why progress feels impossible. Here's the truth. The more you focus on others, the weaker you become. Every time you prioritize their needs over your own, you trade your power for approval. But what happens when you reclaim that power? When you stop seeking validation, stop chasing distractions, and turn all that energy inward? You become unshakable. You become free. This isn't about selfishness, it's about sovereignty. The moment you choose yourself is the moment your life begins to transform. Welcome to Stoic Lens, where we embrace reality instead of running from it. If you're ready to take back control, comment below. My mind is my fortress. Now, let's begin. 1. Why you must prioritize yourself. Most people are not the authors of their own lives. They live according to the expectations of others, seeking approval, fearing rejection, and molding themselves to fit into a world that barely notices them. They work jobs they despise to impress people they don't respect. They chase after status, possessions, and fleeting validation, believing these things will bring them fulfillment. But in doing so, they sacrifice the only thing that truly belongs to them, their inner sovereignty. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that a man's worth is measured by the things he chooses to give his attention to. If your ambitions are dictated by others, if your energy is constantly spent on external distractions, then what does that say about your true value? Most people never ask themselves this question. They spend their days in a fog, moving from one obligation to the next, convinced that they are making progress, when, in reality, they are merely following a script written for them by someone else. The truth is harsh, but undeniable. No one is coming to save you. No one will hand you the life you want. If you do not take control of your own path, others will dictate it for you. And the cruel irony? The more you sacrifice for people without boundaries, the more they take you for granted. The world does not respect those who surrender themselves. It respects those who stand firm, who move with purpose, who refuse to let their lives be consumed by meaningless obligations. Seneca once said that if you do not know which port you are sailing toward, no wind will be favorable. Without direction, without an internal compass guiding you, you will forever be at the mercy of external forces, pulled from one place to another, never truly anchored in yourself. This is why a Stoic prioritizes his own mind, his own discipline, his own growth above all else. It is not about selfishness, it is about strength. How can you offer anything meaningful to others if you yourself are empty? How can you provide support if you are constantly drained? The moment you reclaim your energy, everything changes. You stop seeking validation. You detach from the opinions of others. You move through life with quiet confidence, no longer manipulated by guilt, obligation, or fear. And, paradoxically, the moment you stop chasing respect is when people begin to truly respect you, because strength is undeniable. Independence is magnetic. A person who stands firm in themselves becomes a force that others gravitate toward. So, ask yourself, are you living for yourself, or are you merely a supporting character in someone else's story? If this resonates, comment below, I choose myself. Because if you don't, no one else will. 2. The illusion of control. Why seeking approval makes you weak. Most people live under a powerful illusion, the belief that they can control how others perceive them. They adjust their words, filter their actions, and perform endlessly, hoping to be accepted. But no matter what you do, people will judge you. Try to be perfect, and they will call you fake. Make mistakes, and they will label you a failure. Succeed, and they will dismiss it as luck. Choose to prioritize yourself, and they will call you selfish. So, tell me, why should you care? Epictetus once taught that the only things within your control are your thoughts, actions, and reactions. Everything else is beyond your grasp. And yet, most people allow the opinions of others to dictate their lives, fearing judgment as if it had any real power over them. But let's go deeper. Why do people crave validation so desperately? Because they lack inner stability. They do not trust their own judgment, so they seek reassurance from the crowd. They do not feel worthy on their own, so they chase approval like a man dying of thirst. The more they seek it, the weaker they become. Seneca once wrote that it is foolish to live life according to the opinions of the masses, for the crowd is fickle, and their judgment is often misguided. Yet most people hand over their peace of mind to others as if it were not their own. They let passing words affect their course, allowing their emotions to be controlled by forces outside themselves. But here's the truth. Once you stop chasing validation, you become untouchable. When you no longer need approval, you are free from manipulation, free from social pressure, free from the weight of expectations that were never yours to carry. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop seeking respect is the moment people begin to respect you. When you move with quiet confidence, when you refuse to be shaken by petty opinions, others feel that energy. They cannot control you, they cannot guilt you, and that makes you powerful. The next time you catch yourself thinking, "What will people say?" Pause and remind yourself that it does not matter. Their opinions will not change your reality. Their approval will not secure your future. Their validation will never bring you lasting fulfillment. The only thing that matters is how you see yourself. If you are ready to let go of external validation and reclaim your inner power, comment below, "My mind belongs to me." Because once you truly believe that, you become unstoppable. 3. Master your focus. How to break free from manipulation. Most people have no idea how easily they are controlled. They believe they are making their own decisions, shaping their own desires, choosing their own battles. But in reality, their focus is constantly being hijacked by those who want them weak, distracted, and easy to manipulate. Friends who guilt-trip you, bosses who overwork you, social media designed to steal your attention. They do not want you to focus solely on yourself. They want you emotionally dependent, constantly seeking approval, trapped in a cycle of distraction. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And yet, most people allow their thoughts to be dictated by others. They let guilt dictate their choices, fear dictate their relationships, and chaos dictate their focus. The moment you start setting boundaries, people will act offended. This is not by accident. It is a tactic. They use guilt as a weapon, hoping you will abandon your own path to continue serving theirs. But a Stoic understands this game. Guilt only has power if you accept it. The moment you refuse to react, their control over you shatters. Seneca once said that if you live according to the approval of others, you will never be free. And so many remain enslaved by the illusion of scarcity. Toxic people want you to believe that if you walk away, you will regret it. That if you stop chasing them, you will lose something valuable. But the truth is, those who manipulate you need you far more than you need them. They create a false sense of irreplaceability, convincing you that without them, you will be lost. In reality, they are completely expendable. The moment you recognize your own worth, the moment you refuse to be held hostage by fear, you become untouchable. And then there is the greatest theft of all, the hijacking of your attention. Think of the endless distractions that consume your time: gossip, arguments, meaningless drama. Every time you engage, you are giving away your most valuable resource, your focus. And that is exactly what they want, because the more distracted you are, the less time you have to grow, to build, to sharpen your mind. This is why the greatest Stoic minds, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, all emphasized the power of solitude. A focused mind is an unbreakable mind. If you have ever felt like the world has been pulling you in 1,000 directions, now is the time to take back control. Stop reacting. Stop explaining. Stop justifying yourself to those who never had your best interests at heart. From this moment forward, choose yourself. Comment below, "I refuse to be controlled," because once you break free from these manipulation tactics, the only thing left is absolute freedom. 4. The Art of Indifference: How to Become Untouchable. The moment you master emotional detachment, you become unstoppable. Why? Because no one can control you, not through their words, their opinions, or their actions. The world thrives on making you react, pulling you into its chaos, forcing you to lose yourself in anger, frustration, or fear. But a Stoic understands that true power is not found in controlling others. It is found in mastering oneself. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." How many times have you allowed someone's words to ruin your day? How often have you wasted energy worrying about things that were never in your control? The world is designed to provoke you, to test your patience, to see if you can be swayed by emotions. But here is the truth: indifference is strength. Most people are enslaved by their reactions. They take offense easily. They engage in pointless arguments. They let the opinions of others dictate their inner peace. But the person who masters indifference becomes unshakable. When you remain unaffected by insults, negativity, or chaos, people don't know how to handle you. They try harder to provoke a reaction, but they fail. And here's the paradox: the less you react, the more powerful you appear. Because power is not in the hands of those who seek to dominate, but in those who refuse to be controlled. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality. People fear rejection, failure, or criticism, but these things only have power if you let them." A Stoic practices detachment in all things. Detach from approval. What others think of you does not change your reality. Detach from outcomes. Your duty is to act with virtue, not to obsess over results. Detach from negativity. When provoked, remain still. A reaction is what they seek. Do not give it to them. Detach from distractions. Arguments, gossip, and trivial matters are beneath you. Your mind is a fortress. Guard it. Indifference does not mean apathy. It means reserving your energy for what truly matters. The next time someone tries to provoke you, remember, a Stoic mind is like a mountain, unmoved by the wind, indifferent to the storm. Stay calm, stay composed, stay in control. If you're ready to master emotional detachment, comment below, "I control my mind," because once you do, no one will ever have power over you again. 5. The War on Distraction: How a Stoic Masters Himself. The average person is not enslaved by chains, but by their own impulses. They wake up and immediately reach for their phone, consuming distractions before they have even taken control of their own thoughts. They seek pleasure, avoid discomfort, and wonder why they feel lost. But a Stoic knows that discipline is the foundation of all greatness. Seneca once wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself," and that is the hard truth. If you lack control over your mind, your actions, and your desires, then you are not free. You are ruled by emotions, pulled by distractions, and shaped by forces outside yourself. And in today's world, distraction is the enemy. Social media, endless entertainment, cheap dopamine, everything is designed to keep you weak, entertained, and unfocused. Because a distracted mind is an obedient mind. The system does not want you to think, it wants you to consume. True power comes from self-mastery, the ability to command your emotions, to control your reactions, to resist fleeting temptations. The person who has mastered themselves needs nothing from the world, because their strength comes from within. Look at the greatest minds in history: Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca. These men did not waste time chasing distractions. They trained their minds. They imposed discipline. They built an inner fortress that no external force could shake. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You must build up your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible." A Stoic does not hesitate. He does not overthink. He moves with purpose. How does one cultivate unbreakable discipline? Train your mind to resist comfort. Comfort breeds weakness, but hardship builds strength. Limit your inputs. The more distractions you consume, the less control you have. Master your time. Every wasted moment is a step toward mediocrity. Act. Most people plan endlessly but never move. A Stoic executes. Detach from the outcome. Discipline is about the process, not the reward. A man who controls himself controls his destiny. A man who lacks control is ruled by everything around him. So ask yourself, who do you want to be? If you are ready to break free from distraction and master yourself, comment below. I choose discipline over comfort. Because once you make that choice, everything changes. 6. Silence is power. Why the strongest minds move alone. Most people fear silence. They drown themselves in endless noise, notifications, conversations, distractions, because deep down they are afraid to be alone with their own thoughts. They seek external stimulation to escape the one thing they cannot run from, themselves. But a Stoic knows that solitude is not loneliness, it is power. Because when you remove distractions, when you embrace silence, when you truly listen to your own mind, you gain a level of clarity that most people will never experience. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he understood the necessity of retreating into solitude. He journaled his thoughts, refined his perspective, and strengthened his inner world. Seneca once wrote that a man should spend time alone to sharpen his mind, to reflect, and to master himself. Because the truth is, only in solitude can you truly understand who you are. Why does solitude make you stronger? First, it gives you clarity. When you strip away external noise, your mind becomes sharper, your priorities become clear, and you see what truly matters. Second, you become self-reliant. Most people depend on others for validation, entertainment, even their sense of identity. A Stoic, however, is complete within himself. Third, you gain control over your emotions. In solitude, no one provokes you, no one distracts you. You're left with nothing but your own discipline. And finally, you become more powerful. The man who speaks little, listens more, and moves in silence is the one who commands the most respect. Society will try to convince you that you need constant socialization, that being alone is unnatural. But ask yourself, why do they tell you this? Because a man who enjoys his own company, who does not seek external validation, is a man who cannot be controlled. The greatest individuals in history understood this. They disappeared into silence to build themselves, then returned sharper, stronger, and completely untouchable. The weak crave noise. The strong find power in silence. If you understand this, comment below, "I thrive in silence." Because once you embrace solitude, you become unstoppable. 7. Who you walk away from determines who you become. Not everyone in your life is meant to stay. Some people are anchors, weighing you down, keeping you trapped in the same cycle. Others are distractions, filling your mind with doubt, negativity, and useless drama. And some are parasites, feeding off your energy while offering nothing in return. The greatest mistake you can make is holding on to people who no longer align with your growth. But here's the hard truth. Most people lack the courage to walk away. They fear loneliness, they avoid confrontation, they carry guilt, and so they stay, drained, stagnant, unfulfilled. A Stoic understands that detachment is not cruelty, it is necessity. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." And the unspoken reality, that means cutting off those who don't. How do you know when it's time to walk away? Look closely. If someone drains your energy, leaving you exhausted after every interaction, they do not belong in your circle. If they mock your ambition, belittle your progress, or try to keep you the same, they are not your ally. If they use guilt to control you, making you feel bad for setting boundaries, prioritizing yourself, or saying no, they are not worthy of your time. And if they bring nothing but negativity, complaining, gossiping, blaming others while never growing, you already know what must be done. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you surround yourself with weak minds, bitter hearts, and stagnant spirits, you will inevitably become like them. But there is power in walking away, because the moment you cut someone off, you send a message: "I choose myself." And that is a level of strength most will never attain. The weak cling to toxic relationships out of fear. The strong walk away without hesitation. Cutting people off does not mean you hate them. It means you respect yourself. It means you guard your peace, your time, your mental clarity. And once you do this, something incredible happens. You attract better people, stronger minds, higher standards, because your energy is no longer wasted on those who do not deserve it. The moment you stop forcing connections, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. But first, you must clear the dead weight. So ask yourself, who in your life is no longer serving your growth? And do you have the strength to let them go without looking back? If you do, comment below, "I release what no longer serves me." Because once you make that choice, you step into a new level of power, one where you owe nothing to anyone except yourself. 8. What makes you truly confident? The Stoic answer. Confidence is not something you are given, it is something you build. Most people believe it comes from money, status, approval, or appearance. But a Stoic knows better. True confidence comes from within. Why do so many crumble under criticism? Why do they panic when life gets difficult? Because their confidence is built on things outside their control. and anything dependent on external validation will eventually collapse. But the unshakable mind, that is different. When you master it, no opinion, rejection, or failure can break you. Epictetus once asked, "How long will you wait before you demand the best for yourself?" A Stoic does not wait for approval. He builds his confidence through action, discipline, and self-reliance. How? Detach from validation. Stop seeking compliments or recognition. Embrace hardship. Every challenge makes you stronger. Control your reactions. True confidence is staying calm under pressure. Own your presence. Speak less. Observe more, and carry yourself with quiet certainty. The loudest person in the room is often the weakest. Marcus Aurelius once observed, "We care more about others' opinions than our own." But the moment you stop seeking validation, you become magnetic. The less you chase approval, the more naturally it comes. True confidence is not about competing. It is about focusing so intensely on your own growth that comparison becomes meaningless. If you're ready to claim that power, comment below, "I am enough as I am." Because once you believe that, no one can ever make you feel small again. 9. What is true freedom? The final Stoic lesson. At the core of everything, there is only one pursuit that truly matters: freedom. The freedom to think independently, the freedom to move through life without fear, the freedom to be in complete control of your mind, your emotions, and your actions. Most people will never know this kind of freedom. They remain trapped in toxic relationships, in the weight of others' opinions, in a life dictated by fear and self-doubt. They chase approval, distractions, and illusions, and by the time they realize none of it mattered, it is too late. But you have a choice. You can live like them, ruled by emotions, seeking validation, never truly in control. Or you can take command of your own life. You can focus solely on yourself, strengthen your mind, and create the life you were meant to live. Seneca once wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." True freedom is not found in wealth, status, or power. It is found in self-mastery. It is the understanding that your reality is yours to shape. It is walking through life with an unshakable mind, indifferent to negativity, immune to manipulation, and unstoppable in your purpose. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The moment you stop caring about what does not serve you is the moment you become truly free. Now is the time for action. If you've made it this far, you are not like most. You are ready to take control, to master yourself, to step fully into your power. But knowledge alone is nothing without action, so declare it. Drop a comment below, "I choose myself." Let the world know that from this moment on, you refuse to be distracted, controlled, or held back. And if you're truly committed to this path, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this journey is just beginning. Every step you take towards self-mastery brings you closer to real freedom. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and remember, when you focus solely on yourself, everything changes. See you in the next video.